Today we will start a new system, respiratory system. Respiratory system. In respiratory system, first topic or first reading is respiration. What is respiration? What is respiration? So respiration is a process by which air moves in or oxygen moves in and CO2 is given out. So oxygen taken and CO2 is given out. Now type of respiration. Type of respiration depends on the site of exchange of O2 and CO2. So one is external type or external respiration and second is internal respiration. In external respiration, gaseous exchange takes place between lungs and blood. While in internal respiration, gaseous exchange takes place between blood and tissues. So respiration is totally gaseous process of gaseous exchange between lungs, blood and tissues. When gaseous exchange takes place between lungs and blood, it is external, and when gaseous exchange takes place between blood and tissues, it is internal. So this is about type of respiration. Next point is phases of respiration. Phases. So simply it has two phases. One is inspiration and other is expiration. In inspiration, air moves in, while in expiration air moves out. And inspiration, it is an active process through which air moves into lungs, and in expiration it is a passive process through which air moves out from lungs or air leaves lungs. Active process means it requires energy, while passive process there is no need of energy. This is about phases. Now respiratory tract. What is respiratory tract? Tract means a way. Tract means a tube. So respiratory tract is a tract. It is a tract through which air moves in and air moves out from lungs. So this is a tube or tract through which air moves in and out from lungs. Which structures comes in respiratory tract? First is nose, second is pharynx, third is larynx, fourth is trachea, bronchi and lungs. These are the structures which includes in respiratory tract. It begins with nose and ends up to lungs. Next is tracheobronchial tree. Tracheobronchial tree, and it is very important in our respiration. Tracheobronchial tree. Tree means branching, rebranching like tree. So in tracheobronchial tree, we start from trachea, and this trachea gives bronchi or bronchus, and this bronchus is right bronchus and left bronchus. Now this is the first bifurcation. Trachea bifurcates into right and left bronchus. Now each right and left bronchus gives secondary bronchi. Secondary bronchi divides and gives tertiary bronchi. After dividing, secondary bronchi gives tertiary bronchi. Here several branching takes place, and after rebranching and after several branching, it gives bronchioles. It is the smallest branch. It has narrowest diameter, and it divides into two: respiratory bronchioles and terminal bronchioles. On the basis of diameter, we divide bronchioles into respiratory and terminal bronchioles. Terminal bronchioles, which has diameter 1 mm, and respiratory bronchiole, which has diameter approx 0.5 mm. So on the basis of diameter of lumen, we can divide bronchioles into respiratory and terminal bronchioles. This is the tracheobronchial tree. Now respiratory unit. Next is respiratory unit. Though respiratory tract includes various structures, but all structures are not responsible for gaseous exchange. Structures through which gaseous exchange takes place are known as respiratory unit. So next topic is respiratory unit. Respiratory unit. It starts from and it begins with bronchioles, respiratory bronchioles. Respiratory bronchioles, which is the product of rebranching of tertiary bronchi. So this respiratory bronchioles forms a duct known as alveolar duct. Alveolar duct. And this alveolar duct enters into a sac which is called as alveolar sac. Alveolar sac, and this sac contains cluster of alveoli. Cluster of alveoli. You can see cluster of alveoli in this diagram. This pouch-like structure. Pouch-like structure. Alveoli is a pouch-like structure. So this alveoli is surrounded by an alveolar sac, and you can see here that a number of alveoli are seen inside lungs as a pouch-like structure. The pouch-like structure is formed alveolus. So alveolar sac, and this alveolar sac, like this, contains a air space known as antrum. Antrum. So antrum. This is space which is filled with air inside alveolar sac. So antrum. And now last one is alveoli. Alveoli. And alveoli, or one singular of alveoli is alveolus. So alveolus is the unit of lungs, which is easily shown here and easily be understood through this diagram. So unit of lungs is alveolus, or unit of our respiratory system is alveolus. And alveolus is a sac or pouch-like structure. It is a pouch. It is a pouch-like structure. And you can compare it as a bubble in water. As a bubble in water, this alveolus is like that. So it is a pouch-like structure. Pouch-like structure. Now next is the cells through which alveolus is composed. So alveolus is composed by two type of cells. One is type of cells in alveolus. First is type 1. Type 1, and second is type 2. Type 1 is also known as pneumocytes. Pneumocytes. And type 2 is known as granular pneumocytes. Granular pneumocytes. This type 1 alveolar cells forms 95% of alveolus. 95%, while rest 5% is made by type 2 alveolar cells. This type 1 alveolar cells is lined by epithelial cells, while this is lined by cuboidal cell. This is the first structural difference between type 1 and type 2. It helps in gaseous exchange, while This type 2 helps in release of surfactant, alveolar surfactant and alveolar fluid. Now I will discuss tomorrow.